A very good morning and welcome to one and all here at the Jfsc, that's Premier League T2021. It's the day 7 and the game 11 between the Gladiators versus the Yoddhas strikers. Yoddhas strikers winning the toss and electing to field first. It's the first season of 2021 and we are excited to announce our partners on board for Jfsc Elite T20 Championship. To start with our very first sponsors on the board, the media partners Cricket Graph, jersey partner 7070 Sports, grooming partners Jean-Claude Oliver, decor partner Dynamic Design Decors, mutual fund distribution partners by Rungta, printing partners JP Corp, estate partners RK Realtors, munching partners by Inbisco India, awards partner by Spectrum Trophies and Awards. You all can catch the live updates on the Jfsc app for scores and stats. You can watch the live match on Jfsc YouTube channel. It's a big match between both the teams. Yoddhas strikers winning the toss, electing to bat first, and Pratik is the bowler, and Chandresh and Raj Soni in the middle. The beautiful venue here at the Fateh. Chandresh on strike. That was a good delivery. He played on the leg side towards the square leg, but the batsman crossover for a single, a cheeky single. Jfsc Elite T20 2021. It's a 16 teams tournament divided in the 4 groups, and each group has 4 teams in the group, so it will be a great tournament to watch out. Top 8 teams are qualifying for the Elite group following the quarterfinals, semi-finals and the finals, and bottom 8 teams are qualifying for the plate group following the quarterfinals, semi-finals and the finals. So good over to start with the match here between the Yoddhas and the Gladiators. It's the end of the first over and the score stands 5. So that's a decent start Gladiators would be thinking of. It was a good over from Pratik, and the second over to be bowled by Kaustubh Gupte. 5 without a loss, and certainly they would be thinking to go for a great start. The power play in the process. So Chandresh and Raj, both the batsmen in the center. One boundary from the bat of Chandresh. Certainly he would be thinking to go after the bowlers, and Raj would be supporting from the another end. This time the ball keeping low, wanted to go for a drive, missing it completely. A good ball to start the over from Kaustubh. the medium pace bowler, but certainly he has the limits where he can put pressure on the batsman. And on the other end, Chandresh would be thinking to go after the big shots. That was a short pitch delivery, but outside the line, wide call by the umpire, extra for the Gladiators. It's the 6 runs on the board for the Gladiators, and Chandresh is a kind of a player who likes to go for the big hits. Very well left by Chandresh. A good bouncer by a good strategy by the captains of Yoddhas strikers. They would be thinking to stop the Gladiators below the pass score of 150, 160. Once again, that's been sweetly timed away. The ball races down towards the deep square leg region, and it's the boundary number 2 of the match. A back of the line delivery, very well timed by Chandresh, and the ball races down for yet another 4. The score reaches up to 10. You cannot bowl the wrong line and length, and if you do so, well, then there's a Chandresh who will be punishing each on the loose deliveries he gets. That's a good delivery back to the bowler's drive, not for any runs. A good comeback by Kostub. He would be thinking to bowl that perfect line and length deliveries to the batsman. A slip in a position. Once again angling in for the right hand batsman onto the pads. A loud appeal, but not out, called by the umpire. Good comeback by Kostub after that loose delivery. That's a good ball. It was a good line delivery, played back to the bowler, not for any runs. A successful over coming to an end. It's 2 overs gone, and the score stands at 10 for Team Gladiators.
Bowler number 1, continue.
So at the run rate of 5 runs per over, Gladiators have started this match. 10 runs on the board, and it will be Pratik who would be bowling his second over. From the other end, some field changement for Raj would be on strike for the first time in this innings. That's a good bouncer. Uneven bounce, and the batsman in 2 minds whether to play or to leave. Lucky enough that the ball just fell short of the fielder at the short mid-off. A good start for Pratik, the new batsman. Driven beautifully, but there's a fielder stationed for that shot. The batsman crossover for a single, and Raj open his accounts with the help of this. And the score moving on to 11. Chandresh has been in the fine touch in this tournament, and the captain would be thinking if Chandresh stands up till the last over, well, they can score above 160, 170. A short fielder on the offside. Slip and gully in the position. Driven beautifully. Chandresh is not gonna stop. The ball racing towards the fence, and the ball wins the race in the cover region. And one more boundary to the tally of the Gladiators. 3 boundaries in this innings till now. Chandresh is looking good and has his mindset for making these runs. Room on the offside, outside the off stump, and Chandresh hitting that ball very well for the 4 runs in the over. Played towards the point region, not for any runs. A good comeback by Pratik. Once again, that was a short pitch delivery, not able to connect it properly. Fielded on the point region, not for any runs. Team Yoddhas strikers would be thinking to take a wicket here. Driven towards the mid-on. There's a shy throw at the non-strikers, and it's a direct throw which matters the most, and a good collect and throw by the fielder. The big wicket here of the Chandresh, and look at the body language as soon as the wicket has been made. A good throw by Hiten. Running at the danger end was Chandresh, and yes, it's a big wicket for the Gladiators. No batsman in the world likes to be get run out, but then it's a good throw by Hiten. Was fielding at the mid-on, saw the ball coming, and a good blow for here. Yoddhas strikers striking at the right moment.
Bowler number 2, continue.
So finally, the wicket falling.
Incoming batsman name Jfsc.
So it's a big blow for the team Yoddhas, getting the first breakthrough. A good throw by Hiten from the mid-on region. 3 overs gone. It's a 15 for the loss of 1, and in comes the new batsman Jitendra. So one more aggressive batsman on the crease after the fall of wicket of Chandresh. Kostub to bowl the 4th over. A good ball. Forward defense, not for any runs. And certainly the body language has changed for the Yoddhas strikers as soon as the big wicket of Chandresh has fallen. They would be thinking to build the pressure. It's a power play in process. Ball keeping low, wanted to go for a drive, didn't connect it properly. Ball falling just on the leg side, not for any runs. A deep third man in position. Fielder at the gully and point. One fielder station at the cover region, and one fielder at the mid-off. So good strategy by the captain Chetan of Team Yoddhas strikers, driven not for any runs. So as the wicket has fallen, it's the bowlers who have made a comeback. Outside edge, missing by a whisker there. Had it been taken, that would have been another blow, but then the ball goes towards a deep third man. There's a fielder there, and Jitendra opens his account with that single. For a moment, it was like the batsman thought of he was out, but then the ball goes away from the wicketkeeper and the gully region. Now the slip has been called. Some field arrangements again. It will be Raj who would be on strike. Played to the points region, not for any runs. Just a single taken in this over. A bounce back by the bowlers. Uneven bounce, whether to play or to leave. The dot to end the over number 4. A good over coming to an end by Kostub. It's 4 overs gone, and the score stands 16 for the loss of 1 wicket. Certainly, the last ball of the previous over, the ball pitched on the corridor of uncertainty and keeping the batsman in two minds, and well left by the batsman. 4 overs gone, it's 16 for the loss of 1 wicket, and a good strategy by the captain of Yoddhas strikers, bringing the main bowler Pratik to bowl his third over of the spell. The big wicket of Chandresh making things count here for Yoddhas strikers. The first slip and the second slip in position, a wider slip, but then it will be Pratik driven at the covers region. There's a fielder there, but then batsman crossover for a single. A good communication between both the batsmen, and they need to spend some time in the middle, and after the power play it will be the benefit of the batsman that they would be able to score those important runs. Wanted to go for a drive, didn't connect it properly. So we can see the confidence of the bowlers growing back after the big wicket of Chandresh. Had it been that Chandresh would have been not out, the scenario would have been different, but then it's a good comeback by the bowlers of Yoddhas strikers, Pratik and Kostub. On the pads, that was a full toss, and the direction given by the batsman. The ball travels all the way down the carpet for the mid wicket region, and it's a boundary number 4 of the match. Raj getting that full toss delivery and use of the wrist beautifully. The ball goes for the boundary. missing the line and length. The batsman would surely welcome those runs. Once again, a short pitch delivery pulled away, and two consecutive boundaries of the bowling of Pratik. This time, Raj making no mistake and getting those important runs. In the middle was a short pitch delivery, very well timed, pulled away. Score moving on to 25 for the Yoddhas. Time driven and a good fielding. A good attempt by the fielder. Once it looked like that was taken, but
Bowler number 2, continue.
ball falling just short of the fielder at the point region, and dive forward to take that catch, but missing it by a whisker. The good over coming to an end by Pratik. It's a 5 overs gone, and the Gladiators score is 25 for the loss of 1 wicket. And it will be Kostub would be bowling the third over of his spell from the pavilion end. Right arm over the wicket. A good ball by Kostub. He's efficient from this pavilion end, as we can see. The bowling ends certainly working here for the Yoddha strikers. But as we say, you need to make some partnership, or you need to stay at the crease. Once again, the ball keeping low. A good delivery from Kostub, inviting the batsman for the play, missing it completely. One fielder stationed at the deep point region. Good move by the captain. So that's a good strategy. If the batsman goes for a drive, mistiming it, and if the ball is in the air, there could be a catch. So the fielder at the deep point region flicked away towards the mid-on region, not for any runs. That's been lofted towards the long off region. There's a fielder there. The batsman cross over for a single. So now it will be Jitendra and the Raj who need to make some serious runs in the middle. That's a good delivery, fuller length outside the off stump line, inviting for the play. You miss. It's the end of the over number 6. And the score is 28 for the loss of 1 wicket.
New bowler, Heaton.
So it's a change in the bowling. Hiten would be bowling from the other end. So both the strike bowlers have bowled 3 overs of their spell. A good start here for the Gladiators after the first wicket fall of Chandresh. He was run out at the non-striker's end, and it will be spin attack as the power play has been ended. Five boundaries have been scored in this power play. The score is 28, winning the toss and electing to field first. Good widespread field, and the batsman now would be thinking to score runs on each and every ball. It will be hit in the very first ball. A bouncer attempted successfully. The ball hitting on the forearms of the batsman. Lucky enough that it didn't go onto the helmet. That's been hived away beautifully. The ball travels all the way above the boundary line towards the long off, and it's the first 6 of the match. In this slot for the batsman, and that's been beautifully timed away for the first 6. And Raj getting those important runs. 2 boundaries and 6 in his innings till now. A good sensible cricket by Raj Soni. .34 is the score. 6.2 overs have been bowled. Raj is like a cool, calm, composed batsman. Once he spends the time on the crease, and then the automatic, that is a suicidal run, direct hit, and one more wicket. Unlucky is Jitendra. The ball
Made by Nikhil.
a good throw from Nikhil, direct hit at the striker's end. Batsman wanted to go for a single. It was a suicidal, and yes, the second wicket falls for Gladiators on the score of 34.
Batsman name.
New batsman is Puneet.
So the first wicket falling on the score of 15, and the second wicket falling on the score of 34. It's a Puneet on strike. That's been flicked away. The ball is in the air, and very well judged by the fielder at the first slip. And that's back-to-back wickets for Yoddha strikers, playing as per their name, striking at the moment. Vishal making that judgment, giving a call, it's mine, and safely taken by Vishal. Wanted to go for a flick, and missing it completely. Misjudged, timed by the batsman, and third wicket falls on the score of 34. So Puneet back to the pavilion, not troubling the scorers, and it will be Sandeep Valecha, the new batsman, in. So till now the match is like the swinging pendulum. Sometimes the runs coming in, and now back-to-back wickets for the strikers. Ball keeping low, wanted to go for a drive, missing it completely. So bowling change working here for Yoddha strikers. That was on the pads, flicked away towards the fine leg region. Two was the call, and the batsman cross for the couple of runs. Fielder from the mid wicket coming to the fine leg. Till then, the batsman crossing for those important runs. It's the over number 7 completed, and the score is 36 for the loss of 3 wickets.
New bowler Nikhil.
Two boundaries and a 6 in his innings. Jitendra was run out on the score of 3, and Puneet making no troubles to the scorer. This time played a lofted drive towards the long off region, but then falling short of the batsman. Two bounces into his hands, but then the batsman now would be thinking to make a partnership here, and Raj, the key player for the Gladiators. That's been driven handsomely, but there's a fielder there at the deep cover point region. Three fielders on the offside. Point in place, the deep point. Fielder at the short covers. Flicked away towards the mid on, not for any region. That's a spin attack for the strikers. Nikhil. He's a very quick bowling action and completes the over in time. Good strategy from the captain. The ball keeping low, beating the batsman and the wicket keeper. The ball races down the fence. Welcome runs here for the Yoddhas, given to the Gladiators. Buys signal by the umpire. More important is the runs coming for the Gladiators. They would be welcoming those runs with 2 hands. 42 for the loss of 3 wickets. The score for Gladiators. Ball keeping low, played with soft hands. Shy at the non-strikers, and there's an overthrow, but then just a single. A quick over coming to an end. It's 8 overs gone. 43 for the loss of 3 wickets. Team Gladiators.
continue.
Hithin to continue his over, and previous two overs have been a good overs from the bowler's point of view. This time flicked away, no fielder there. The ball crosses the fence for the boundary of the first delivery of this over towards the mid wicket region. Angling towards the pads, that was flicked away. A fielder at long on, and now the field has been widespread. Fielder at the square leg, and the mid wicket played towards the short leg. A good sensible cricket by both the batsmen. The very first ball that was played towards the mid wicket for a boundary, and then a single of the second ball. A rotation of the strike is much more important, as we all know. .2 overs have been bowled. It's a 48 for the loss of 3 wickets. Right, more the wicket that's been cut away towards the third man region. A single to both the batsmen. A good healthy run rate maintained by both the batsmen. That was a short pitch delivery, just keeping low. Batsman wanted to go for a drive, but then missing it completely. He was in the two minds whether to play or to leave, but in the end, no runs. Onto the pads, flicked away. Fielder chasing that the ball. The race between the fielder and the bowler, and finally the ball wins the race. And with the boundary, it's the 50 up for team Gladiators. 53 for the loss of 3 wickets, 8.5 overs. If you will bowl the batsman near his pads or to the leg stump line, he will flick it away, and that what Raj did. This time getting the edge, but not just falling short of the fielder. A good over coming to an end from the Gladiators' point of view. It's
Nikhil, continue.
53 for the loss of 3 wickets, and that's been pulled away. Slog sweep by the batsman, and more important is the 2 runs for them. 60 for the loss of 3 wickets. So 10 overs have been completed, and the score is 60 for the loss of 3 wickets, and it's a time for drinks. So yes, the drinks are off the field. So after drinks, so welcome back after the drinks break. It's 60 for the loss of 3 wickets. Team Gladiators at the completion of 10 overs, winning the toss and electing to field first. So that's a good strategy by the team Yoddha strikers. And at the run rate of 6 runs per over, Gladiators have scored 60. More important is that the Raj is still in the middle, making those runs count, and giving him the company is Sandeep. Down the leg side, missed by the wicket keeper. It's the bonus runs for the Gladiators after the drinks break. Wide and 4 runs. The extra runs for Team Gladiators. Hithin Hithin in his third over of the spell. This time an uneven bounce played towards the third man region, and a single. Sandeep on strike, getting that outside edge. So it's the uneven bounce making the batsman confused, and more importantly, it's the lifeline for the batsman that the ball didn't carry to the wicket keeper. Has been flicked away onto the pads. A chase for the fielder there. Two fielders coming beyond that, and 2 runs for the batsman and for the Gladiators. So after the drinks break, it's looking like the runs are coming for the Gladiators, and especially Raj and Sandeep partnership. 35 runs partnership in 23 balls. So that's a good partnership. The Gladiators would be thinking these two batsmen spend much more time this time. Was there a chance for a stumping? It's looking like the batsmen are getting those lucky lifelines here in the middle, and they would be taking to take these opportunities to their way. Driven firmly towards the covers region, not for any runs. Raj playing on 30 of his 31 balls which he has faced. Good comeback by Hithin. It's the completion of the 11th over, and the score is 69.
Bowler Nikhil, continue.
Well, we can see the bowling analysis. Pratik bowling is 3 overs, 19 runs conceded at the economical run rate of a 6.3. Playing on 12 runs, run a ball play. He has scored away one boundary, and Raj playing a sensible knock of 30 runs of 31 balls, 1 6 and 4 boundaries in his innings. This time a full toss delivery dipping in leg before appeal on the middle and off stump. This is turning out to be a good over, except that the one delivery which kept low and beating the batsman and the wicket keeper. Use of the fade down the ground. The fielder there at the long off fence for just a single. And of a successful over by Nikhil. It's 12 overs gone, and the score is 75.
New bowler Mahesh.
So yes, so welcome back to the second innings of the match between Yoddha Strikers and the Gladiators. It's the Jfsc Elite T20 Championship 2021, and what a match this is going out to be. The target is of 154. In the first innings, we can see Raj and Kanish Patel making those half centuries for them. Raj Soni 55 not out of 53 balls, in which he played a beautiful innings of 5 boundaries and 2 sixes. Strike rate of 103, and Kanish Patel a marvelous innings of 50 not out on 29 deliveries, hitting 3 sixes and 3 boundaries in innings of strike rate of around 172. And we are live back in action in the second innings. Let's play is the call from the umpire. A run chase for the Yoddha Strikers, Chetan Kapoor and Vishal Miglane in the middle. For this run chase, they need 154, and Kanish Patel for the bowling proceedings from the pavilion end. The first innings we saw some serious hitting in the death overs from Kanish Patel and Raj. The stage has been set, and now the run chase would be an most interesting how the run chase goes on. The very first ball onto the pads, middle and leg stump, played softly, not for any runs. Will the Gladiators defend the score of 153, or will the Yoddha Strikers strike as a clean Yoddhas in this match? Kanish Patel bowling the second ball. That's been a good Yorker delivery, not able to connect it, inviting the batsman for a drive, missing it completely. The ball goes down into the hands of wicket keeper. Onto the pads, flicked away. The first runs on the board for Yoddha Strikers. Towards a deep mid-wicket region. Two runs on the scoreboard for Yoddha Strikers. We are watching it live on the YouTube channel Jfsc. You can stay with us on the Jfsc app. This has been sweetly timed towards the extra cover region. The ball crosses the fans. That's the first boundary in the run chase. This is the Jfsc Dads Premier League T20 21. The game number 11 between Gladiators versus Yoddha Strikers. The target 154, and the run chase has begun. Chetan and Vishal, 6 runs on the board. This time mercilessly driven beautifully in the slot for the batsman. The ball races down the boundary line for yet another boundary in the over. Chetan using the pace of the bowler, and the handsome runs for the Yoddhas here in the middle. 2 boundaries in the very first over. That was a back of the line delivery, cut away beautifully. And Chetan making no mistake, room outside the off stump, and he drives the ball very well. Three boundaries in the first over, and the pressure here on the bowler. End of the first over, and the run chase with a good run rate of 14 runs has begun. 14 without a loss. Team Yoddha strikers. This is the Jfsc Elite T20 Championship 2021.
New bowler Mata, M-A-T-T-A.
It will be Niranjan to bowl the second over. The first over a bit expensive from the Gladiators' point of view. 14 runs of the over, and Chetan utilizing that moments. 3 boundaries to his tally of score, and the score for team Yoddhas is 14 without a loss. And it will be Vishal who would be facing Niranjan. It's a beautiful venue of the Fatima High School here at the Mumbai in Vidya Vihar. Back to the bowler's drive. The ball was in the air. Had it been taken, that would have been the first wicket, but then the batsman crossover for a single. That are not the easy catches, but then if you want to win the matches, you need to convert those catches. And now it will be the man in form, Chetan Kapoor, the captain himself, on strike, making those 14 runs in the first over. Straight away the pressure on the fielding side and the bowler. The ball keeping low, as we saw in the first innings. This is the nature of the pitch. Sometimes uneven bounce and the ball even remains low. More often it was a dot delivery. Once again the ball skidding, remaining low, not able to guide that. Bowling with the good pace is Niranjan. The previous over we saw Chetan hitting those 3 handsome boundaries in the Ganesh bowling. Taken on the full toss, driven towards the mid-off region. There's a vacant field, and the good call by both the batsmen. Those couple of runs would surely help them to take their score to 17, and they would be thinking to here make some pressure on the bowlers and go after each and delivery. This time cut away off the edge, wanted to go for a cut, getting those healthy edge, and the ball races down the third man for a boundary. So Chetan getting a bit of a luck here. The fortune coming to his play, and the score moving with the help of this boundary to 21. This kind of shots certainly brings confidence to the bowlers, because that was not off the stroke, but it came off the edge. Had it been a slip in the position, it would have been the wicket, but nevertheless the runs for the Gladiators, something they need to here make the wickets count on the very. Into the Yorker and ball, back to the bowler's driver, not for any runs, a dot to end the over number 2nd. It's a 2 overs gone and 21 without a loss of any wicket.
21.
Bowler number 1, continue.
So it will be Kanish Patel to bowl his second over from the pavilion end. The first over was a bit expensive of 14 runs. Will he bounce back or Chetan will make some runs here?
The score is correct, 20 runs.
21.
21. So it would be Vishal facing Kanish. First ball, it was a short pitch delivery, but driven beautifully towards the extra cover region for a single, and now it will be Chetan. It will be a sight to view how Kanish can come back. Chetan firmly hit those 3 boundaries in his very first over. That's a good delivery. Good comeback by Kanish. A play and a miss for Chetan there. It's a short pitch delivery, guided to the third man region, using the full pace of the bat, and a delight to watch is Chetan. The master strokes, as he will settle down, you will see the runs are flowing in. It's 26 without a loss in the third over. Very well bowled and well left by the batsman. The ball outside the off stump, and we can say Kanish getting some bit of the taste which he did in the first innings. Even he batted beautifully, the half century to his name, and now getting that same treatment in his bowling here. Chetan.
बाउंड्री पे बॉल आता था.
Usually he made those 50 runs, but now Chetan giving away those treatments to Kanish. Right arm over, that's a short pitch delivery, flat batted shot towards the points region, no chance for the fielder. Ball will race down the boundary line for yet another 4 in this innings. This is the 6th boundary in his innings, and Chetan making the pressure on the Kanish right from the word go. It was a full length delivery into the block hole, very well fielded at the cover region, and a successful over for the Yoddhas strikers coming to an end. One more expensive over. It's the over number 3 completed, and the score is 31.
Bowler number 2, Mata, continue.
Chetan batting on 29 of 16 balls and 6 boundaries to his name, and Vishal Miglani run a ball, 2 balls and 2 runs in his innings till now. but the man in form is Chetan Kapoor, and it will be Niranjan to bowl his second over, going at the healthy run rate of 10 runs per over. Wanted to go for a big hit over the mid wicket, missing it completely. That's a good ball by Niranjan. He has succeeded till now to keep both the batsmen silent. But then it's Chetan who has hit 6 boundaries in his innings till now, and disturbing Ganesh in his bowling. Once again a good delivery from Niranjan, not allowing the batsman to settle down, and certainly the pressure need to be built now seriously from the Gladiators point of view. Once again the ball keeping low. He has picked that line and length very well, Niranjan. He is reading the batsman mind, and more often the batsman would be thinking now to hit those big hits in his over. 3 dots in the over till now. Successful bowling by Niranjan. That's a full toss delivery, driven handsomely. No chance for any fielder. The ball crosses the fence, and the batsman now coming back to the form. And it's Chetan Kumar who has hit the 7th boundary in his innings. Chetan Kapoor, according to his name, he is an aggressive batsman who likes to hit the ball very well. 35 is the score in the 3.4 overs. Winning the toss, selecting to field first. Team Yoddhas strikers. As if till now we can see it's the success which the decision which they took. 154 the target, and the run chase is according to the game plan. The ball keeping low. Good fielding there on the 30-yard circle by Ganesh, but then the batsman crossing over for a single. To end the over number 4, it's a 36 without a loss. So it's then we can see a good run chase start here by the Yoddhas. 4 overs gone, 36 run, and it will be Kanish Patel to bowl his third over. The batting analysis of the first innings, as we can see, Chandresh was run out by Hiten on the score of 13. He was batting good, but then it was Raj and Kanish Patel who made those runs in the end. Raj Soni scoring 55. Jitendra was run out on the score of 3rd. Punit not troubling scorers, but Sandeep even he was stumped by Datta Ramparab on the bowling of Mahesh. 14 runs to his tally, and Kanish Patel not out on 50. 154 is the target. 4 overs gone. It's 36 without a loss. And a pick of the bowlers was Nikhil. Gave away 18 runs in his 4 overs he bowled. Economical bowling of 4.5. 1 wicket to his name. Mahesh bowling his 4 overs quota, giving away 45 runs and a wicket to his name. But then it's Kanish into his bowling attack. Driven handsomely. Full length ball punished away. No chance for the fielder. The very first ball and the same result. A boundary to start the over. And full aggression from the batsman Chetan Kapoor. 8 boundaries still now in this innings, in the run chase. A beautiful sight here at the Fatima Cricket Ground in Vidyavihar. The flights landing on, but then it's the runs landing on for the Yoddhas. A short pitch delivery using the full face of the bat, a punch towards the point region for just a single, and finally a single to the tally for Chetan, and the score for Yoddhas moving on. So a good power play here for the Yoddha strikers. Punch on the back foot towards the cover region, not for any runs. Till now it has been the Yoddha strikers in the second innings who have succeeded to score at the healthy run rate for the run chase. And Gladiators would be seriously looking out for a wicket here. Middle and leg stump pitched shy at the non-strikers end. Yes and no call, but then it was Chetan who was safe at the non-striker end. A bit of a miscalling by both the batsmen. And Ganesh need to seriously come back in this over. 41 without a loss. So this is the fifth over in progress. Onto the pads, flicked away. There was a fielder at the mid-on. Bit of a misfield, but then it will be just a single for Vishal. 42. And as we can say, Chetan has successfully scored those runs, and he's hitting the ball really well. Ganesh, the ball keeping low, call for the leg before, not out, call by the umpire, and for the first time in this spell he has beaten Chetan in his bowling. It's the end of the over number 4. I beg your pardon, it's 5 overs completed and the score is 42.
Bowler number 2, Mata, continue.
And it will be Niranjan from the far end bowling his third over of his spell. Ganesh Patel bowling his 3 overs, 30 runs, 10 runs per over, and Niranjan 2 overs and 12 runs, 6 runs per over. Till now Niranjan has been the pick of the bowlers in this over, but this time onto the leg stump line, flicked away, and the very first ball that's been dispatched away for a boundary. And Vishal this time getting this boundary to his name. 46 is the score. Once again played towards the long on fence. The ball races down. 2 consecutive boundaries to Vishal in this over. Beautifully using his wrist there. And with this boundary, 50 comes up for team Yoddha strikers. And now Vishal coming to his flow in the batting. Round the wicket. Once again onto the pads, driven back to the bowler. But then a good piece of a fielding, stopping the ball by his leg, and batsman crossing over for a single. The ball deflecting off his feet there. Going at the healthy run rate of 10 runs per over. The run chase of 154. Wanted to go for a slog sweep, missing it completely. Hitting on the pads, not for any runs. Ten boundaries have been hit in this innings till now in the run chase. That's been cut away. That's some thinkable batting from both these batsmen. Chetan showing his masterclass here, scoring once again a boundary, and it's the 55. The score reaches with the help of this boundary for Yoddhas strikers. 5.5 overs have been bowled, and Chetan scoring that ninth boundary in his innings. Full toss delivery onto the pads, flicked away towards the square leg region. The ball crosses the fence, and one more expensive over coming to an end from the Gladiators. It's 59 without a loss of any wicket. So the drinks are on the field, but then it has been Chetan and Vishal. The 50-run partnership between both of them, and Chetan has been the man in form for Yoddha strikers. Niranjan was a bit economical in his 2 overs, but then this third over turning out to be a bit expensive from him. Ritesh Parekh from the pavilion end, a change in the bowling. Will this bowling change work here for Gladiators, or will Chetan and Vishal be dominating this innings? They have completed the partnership of 59 runs between both of them, and Chetan batting mercilessly on 47 of 28 balls which he has faced, 10 boundaries in his innings, and Vishal Miglani 8 balls and 12 runs, 2 boundaries which he has scored. Good partnership between both of them. Niranjan 3 overs 29 runs, 9.67 is the economical bowling, but then both the bowlers have been punished by both the batsmen, and especially Chetan. And it will be Vishal who would be facing Ritesh Parekh for the first time. As we can see, the flights landing here near the international airport, but then it's a runs landing here for the team Yoddhas. First ball that's been played away towards the long off region. There's a fielder, Sandeep, for just a single. A good throw at the non-striker's end. Regretting the batsman for just a single. Will this bowling change work here? They need some serious wickets here. 2 to 3 wickets and they would be back in the game. But then it's Chetan who has dominated this second innings for the run chase of 154. It was a fuller length, full toss delivery, but then it's Chandrasesh who was there at the covers. Angling it to the pads, play towards mid on, not for any runs. Ritesh showing some experience here in the middle. A block hole length delivery. Good Yorker from Ritesh. Right, I'm over this time. Swept away by Chetan. The ball is racing down towards the deep mid wicket region, and the ball crosses the fence. And with this boundary, it's the 50 up for Chetan. The captain innings leading from the front. Chetan Kapoor, 32 balls and 51 runs to his innings, 11 boundaries. And nobody in the world, the bowlers would like to be hammered away. And the big innings have been uploaded by his teammates from the pavilion. The captain innings from Chetan. And why not? The target is of 154, and the captain himself scoring those 50 important runs, setting the stage for the run chase here. Complete dominance till now. Once again, mercilessly driven handsomely by Chetan. No stopping, boy. One more boundary. End of the 7th over. It's a 68 without a loss of any wicket. बोला नहीं है देखो
New bowler Kunal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So once again it's the bowling change for Gladiators, and it will be Kunal from the far end. Both the batsmen have thought like, first we need to make some dot deliveries, and then the runs which have been scored on the verge of boundaries. Need 86 runs from 78 balls. Required run rate is of 6.62, and it's a comfortable chase here for the Yoddhas. Gladiators need some serious wickets now. The very first ball onto the pads, played down the ground towards the long on. Vishal has played some sensible innings. He knows Chetan is in form. He's going after each and ball. So at the one end, Vishal is giving the support, and Chetan hammering the ball all the sides of the ground. Driven towards the backward point region for us, just a single. Going on the back foot, cut away, no fielder there. Ball races down the deep third man region for a boundary. So after each 3 balls, we can see the balls have been hammered down, and now it's Chetan who is in form now. 12 fours in his innings. Runs have been scored. 34 balls faced, 56 runs, and Vishal 11 balls, 18 runs, 3 boundaries to his name. This time onto the pads. Very well played by Vishal. A good sensible cricket. 4 and then a single. And now it will be Chetan who will be on strike. Easy pickings here for both the batsmen. Swept away. There's a fielder there just falling short. A wide long on. And just a single. It looked like that would have been taken. But then just falling short of the fielder there. Once again angling towards the pads. That's been flicked away. On the leg side for just a single. So one more good over coming to an end from the Yoddhas point of view. It's 77 without a loss. 8 overs completed.
New bowler Sanjay.
Going at the run rate of 9.62. The Yoddhas have scored a 77 without a loss of any wicket. 154 is the target for them. This is Jfsc. That's the Premier League T20 21. And we are thankful to our sponsors, the media partners, Cricket Graph, Jersey partners, 70/70 Sports, the grooming partners, Jean-Claude Oliver, decor partner, Dynamic Design Decor, mutual fund distribution partner, Rungta, the printing partners, JP Corp, estate partners, RK Realtors, munching partners, Inbisco India, and the awards partners by Spectrum Trophies and Awards. You all can catch the live action on the Jfsc YouTube channel, and for scores and stats for the live updates you can follow us on Jfsc app from the Play Store. Tossed up delivery, middle and leg stump line, played towards a long on region for just a single. It's a bowling change. Sanjay Jumani from the pavilion end. Gladiators would be thinking to take a wicket here. Ball keeping low. Batsman thought the ball would be going down the leg side. And that's the first wicket for Gladiators. And the first wicket here for them. Something unorthodox for the batsman. He thought the ball would be going down the leg side, but then it was a ball which carried away towards the stumps. And finally a breakthrough. Something to cheer here for Team Gladiators. And it's a new batsman, Dattaram Parab, who is walking in after the first wicket of Chetan. The big innings coming to an end and applauded by his teammates in the pavilion. 57 runs he scored. Of 36 balls which he faced, 12 boundaries to his name. And something to cheer here for the bowlers. Can they bounce back? The Gladiators. The much needed breakthrough and the big wicket of Chetan. Once again a tossed up delivery, forward defensive shot, back to the bowler's drive, not for any runs. So the bowling change working here. A good captaincy by the Gladiators captain. And it's always seen the left arm bowler give some trouble to the right hand batsman, driven towards the long off region by Dattaram, opening his account here with this single. And the score for team Yoddhas moving up to 78 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. The big wicket of Chetan. A single to end the over number 9. It's 80 for the loss of 1 wicket for team Yoddha strikers.
Bowler Kunal, continue.
So a good over coming to an end by Sanjay Jumani. 1 wicket and 3 runs in the over. And the big wicket of Chetan. Surely this would be some confidence here for the bowlers. Kunal in his second over of the spell. It would be Vishal who would be facing Kunal. Onto the pads, smoothly played towards the short square leg. For annoyed with himself, why did he play that shot? But then it's a lifeline. There was a fielder at the square leg dropping that catch. Lifeline to the Tabarab. Full toss and driven handsomely. But then again the misfield, giving those runs to the Yoddhas. The ball going between both the hands of the fielder at the mid-wicket region. But then you need to learn from your mistakes. A lifeline to the batsman and then a misfield and the boundary. Once again a tossed up delivery, forward defensive shot, not for any runs. 97. This time in the slot, driven towards the wide long off, very well fielded by Chandresh. Good running by both the batsmen in the middle. Very well fielded by Chandresh, backed up by Sandeep. But then it's most important, the 2 runs for Yoddhas. 99 for the loss of 1 wicket. 10.5 overs. On the back foot, driven and played fine, and the fine leg boundary. The ball crosses the fence. It's 100 up for team Yoddha strikers. (103) for the loss of 1 wicket in 11 overs. Vishal playing on 33, not out of 21 balls which he has faced. 4 dots, 5 boundaries to his name. 157 is the strike rate, and the Taram playing at the strike rate of 144. 9 balls which he has faced, 1 boundary and 1 6 to his score of 13.
Kunal, continue.
And Kunal to continue from the far end. So even after the drinks break, it's both the batsmen scoring the runs here. Outside edge, surely, but then the batsman will get those important runs. Had it been a fielder there at the slip cordon, but then the ball flew over the slip cordon. 2 important runs to the Yoddhas strikers. Each and every run matters, and take catches, win matches. Going for a slog sweep over the mid wicket, missing. And as we can see, it's the first extra in this innings till now. Six boundaries in this innings till now. 37 not out on 22 balls which he has faced. And easy pickings here for Team Yoddha strikers. Once again a call by Datta, running towards the danger end. Single to end the over. 12 overs gone. It's 112 for the loss of 1 wicket. 3 overs, 26 runs. Kunal in his spell till now, and Yoddha strikers require 42 runs of 48 balls at the required run rate of 5.25. Sandeep from the pavilion end. One more bowling change. Easy pickings for the batsman, driven towards the mid-on region for a single. Most of the runs which have been scored in the form of 4s or 6s. The Taram on strike. That's been hived away. Ball is in the air. Kanish Patel not able to catch it properly. The ball reflects off his end, goes beyond the fence for a boundary. And once again the Taram getting his fortune to the luck. 117 for the loss of 1 wicket with the help of this boundary. The score moving on. Each and every boundary, each and every run will take them near the victory. Once again an uneven bounce. Fingers being rolled on the ball. Wanted to go for a cut, missing it completely. A call for an leg before, and that's the wicket which they needed. He is unhappy, but then it's the second scalp for the Gladiators. The Taram leg before in the bowling of Sandeep, And once again the bowling change working here for the Gladiators. So fine innings of 20 runs coming to an end. 16 balls being faced by the Taram. 37 runs are required from 44 balls. The required run rate 5.05.
New incoming batsman Nikhil.
Nikhil, the new batsman, in after the wicket of the Taram Parab. Two boundaries and one big hit in his innings. 16 balls which he faced and was given leg before in the bowling of Sandeep. Going on the back foot, punched towards the extra cover region. A good field by the hundred and 117 on the scoreboard. It was a full toss, tossed up delivery, driven but not for any runs. A successful over coming to an end by Sandeep. The big wicket of the Taram in this over. 13 overs gone, it's 118 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Kunal continue with his last over.
So it's Kunal from the far end to bowl his last over of his spell. Three overs, 26 runs in his over till now. 1 wicket to his name at the economic bowling of 8.67. Can he strike in this over once again for the Gladiators? This time swept away beautifully. No chance. The ball will race down the deep square leg boundary line for the 4 runs. Onto the leg stump line, and the good shot by Nikhil Patkar. One more big player to the Yoddhas into the slot that's been played away over the long off fence. Ball travels a big distance of 6 runs. It's a cream butter shot from the batsman. A stand and deliver. The big shot. 128. 26 runs from 40 balls. Required run rate falling down 3.37. Once again angling it towards the pads. Swept away. Had it been a direct hit, that would have been a closed call. 12 runs for Nikhil in this innings till now. That's a good delivery from Kunal. Once again the ball remaining low, played with soft hands, and a cheeky single taken by both the batsmen. A good call by Nikhil, running towards the danger end 12 runs have been scored in this over till now. 5 balls have been bowled. 13.5 overs gone. It's 130. Using the feet this time. Hit away towards the mid-wicket region. Wanted to go for a second, but then just a single on the last ball. 14 overs completed. 131 for the loss of 2 wickets as the Yoddhas strikers.
Sandeep, continue.
So it's Sandeep to bowl his second over. 131 for the loss of 2 wickets. Nobody would have imagined the run chase would be so easy. 154 is the target. What an innings this has been from the Yoddha strikers. Sensible cricket by Nikhil. Played towards the middle of region for a single. The very first ball from Sandeep. And Vishal playing on 40 of 27 balls, 6 boundaries to his name. Good ball from Sandeep using his experience. But then it's even Vishal who is nearby his half century, a very well deserved half century. Some kind of a moment there for the bowler. Missed it completely. Wanted to go for a drive. Three runs have been scored in this over till now. 5 balls which have been bowled. Once again, a tossed up delivery onto the pads. Driven away towards the long on for a single. So exactly now Yoddha strikers need 19 runs from 30 balls at the required run rate of 3.8 runs per over. This is the game number 11 was between Gladiators versus Yoddha strikers.
New bowler.
Jfsc Dad's Premier League T20 21. You all can catch the live action on YouTube channel of Jfsc, and for live updates on scores and stats you can download and join us on Jfsc app from the Play Store. Would like to thank the sponsors, media partners Cricket Graph, jersey partners 70/70 Sports, the grooming partners Jean-Claude Oliver, decor partner Dynamic Design Decors. Meanwhile, the very first ball has been played away on the leg side region. The batsmen are going for a couple of runs, and yes, they easily get it. Vishal once again playing a good knock here in the middle. Yoddha strikers 137 for the loss of 2 wickets. It's Chandresh in the bowling. That's been played away down the long on region. Kanish Patel, he has been a bit expensive today in his bowling, but then it's Vishal and Nikhil who are batting their heart down. In the second innings, Chetan Kapoor played those 57 runs. A good knock by the captain. This time punished on the back foot. Pulled away. The ball crosses the fence for one more boundary in these innings. Nikhil playing those shot on the back foot and dispatching the ball outside the fence for a boundary. 142 for the loss of 2 wickets. That's been hammered away. Wadish long on region for just a single. And Vishal is just a stroke away from his very well deserved half century. Onto the pads, flicked away towards the square leg region. Good field by the fielder there. Near the square leg umpire. Some animated scenes, but then this is the cricket. This time using the feet. A diving effort by the bowler. And the batsman cross over for a single easily. It's the completion of over number 16, 145 for the loss of 2 wickets. So it will be Sandeep to bowl his third over of the spell. Vishal Miglani playing on 47 of 35 balls, which he has faced 6 boundaries, and Nikhil Bhatkar 9 balls, 20 runs to his score of tally of 2 boundaries and a 6. And it will be Nikhil on strike to face Sandeep. Hammered away on the back foot towards the fence of the longer boundary. Easy pickings here for Yoddha strikers. 149 for the loss of 2 wickets. Team Yoddha strikers. Six runs away. It was in the air, just falling short of the fielder at the 30-yard circle on the verge of a cover region. And with the help of the single, it's 150 for Yoddha strikers. And can Vishal hit a big hit here? That's a sensible cricketer, not going on for his records, but then a single for Yoddha strikers. (151), 3 runs away from the very well deserved victory. Good knock by Nikhil, showing some sense of a cricket and giving his partner a chance to complete a half century here. 152, just 2 runs away, the big victory, and even Vishal is 2 runs away from his very well deserved half century. A sensible innings which he has played today. Drifting onto the pads, played away towards the long on region for just a single. The scores are tied, and so is the score. 153 for the loss of 2 wickets in 16.5 overs. A defensive shot, dot ball to end the over. It's 153 for the loss of 2 wickets. 17 overs gone, and even Vishal is just shy of a single of his very well deserved half century. 154 was a target, and what an innings this has been from Vishal Miglani. Chetan Kapoor was out on 57, 12 boundaries in his innings, and Vishal not out on 49. Dattaram Parab playing an innings of 20 runs, and Nikhil Bhatkar. It will be Chandresh, just a single run away from the victory. Onto the pads, that's been flicked away by Vishal. And with that, it's a half century up, and team Yoddha strikers have won this match comfortable win here for the Yoddha strikers here at the Fatima Cricket Ground. The match number 7 being played between Gladiators. I beg your pardon. The game number 11 played between Gladiators versus Yoddha strikers. Winning the toss, electing to field first. 154 was the target, and they have achieved it easy here in the 17.1 overs. And would like to thank our sponsors, media partners, Cricket Graph, Jersey partners, 7070 Sports, the grooming partners, Jean Claude Oliver, decor partners, Dynamic Design Decors, mutual fund distribution partners, Rungta, printing partners, JP Corp, estate partners, RK Realtors, munching partners, Nbisco India, awards partners, Spectrum Trophies and Awards, Jfsc Dads Premier League T20 21. Team Yoddha strikers winning the match by 7 wickets, and would like to thank our all viewers who are watching it live on YouTube. We will be back in action. Till now, this is Saga signing off for the day from the Fatima Cricket Ground.